Today, we're pleased to have Jim Carlin. He is running for Senate in the Iowa primary, and so we want to spend time getting to play a little game of horse, which we call Iowa here, and then we're going to sit down and get a chance to talk about some of the serious things that are on our heart and on Jim's heart as well. Whoa! Notice you're not playing with me. What's your favorite tourist attraction in Iowa?
The Capitol.
For a while?
I served there 6 years. It's a beautiful place. It's historic. The craftsmanship is like no other. I think we probably have the most beautiful Capitol in the country.
If you could be a professional athlete, what sport and which position would you play?
I'd probably like to be a wide receiver in the NFL or a cornerback, skill position.
Oh!
You see this? You see this? Ringer.
Does ketchup go on eggs?
It absolutely does. I'm definitely pro ketchup.
So we just left the basketball court, and the reality is basketball is something Ryan's very comfortable with. And so Jim has now challenged Ryan to walk into the weight room for a challenge here.
I used to be a bodybuilder.
Goes. Come on, Ryan, TFL's pride's on the line here.
Got one more in you?
15!
That's the best I got.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 28, 29, 30!
Doing that round.
Hey, Jim, you did pretty good. You did recover yourself.
I'm totally embarrassed.
Well, Ryan's pretty good at basketball,
He
but you
does.
did pretty good at the weight bench.
Yeah, we did all right there.
Pretty good. You impressed me. Well, it's good to be with you.
Great.
And our goal here is for our constituents to get to know you,
Sure.
find out about your heart, maybe ask some questions that we think are important for our constituents. And so I have a list of questions here. And the first one is this. Voters want a candidate who can win a general election.
Okay.
How do you build a coalition to win a general while staying true to your values?
That is a very good question. And the answer for that, for me, is, I think one thing we can all agree on is the government is putting a big squeeze on the economic realities of all of us. Whether you're on the left or on the right, inflation, student loans, double the healthcare costs, those things need to be looked at. And we need to have some accountability on how those things are meted out. And that would be my answer. I understand the economic realities of Iowans, what farmers are going through, and I think that's a common thread we can all agree on. The government isn't helping us. It's actually hurting us economically.
Voters have probably gotten a little more impatient. They believe they elect people to make a difference. Mm-hmm. So if a voter were to ask you, what's one thing in the first 100 days, one thing that's measurable that you think you'd like to accomplish if you were elected in the first 100 days, what would you say that'd be?
Well, I think I could introduce legislation that would start some important conversations. I think the Federal Reserve needs to be more accountable. I think we need to have more transparency there. I think an audit would be a good idea, frankly. And, on healthcare, we saw profits go up 200%, while premiums were going up 200%. And the obvious question that begs is this really about medical costs? Or is it about profits? And those are two things I would definitely introduce legislation on to get some accountability and some transparency.
Okay. Now, so Jim, I think both of us would agree President Trump has had a significant impact,
Yes.
not only upon Iowa, but really upon our country, really in the world.
Right.
We know that when you would be elected, he only has 2 years left in office. Right. What would a post-Trump leadership look like? What does it look like after Trump?
Well, I certainly hope the America First agenda initiated by President Trump, that legacy, is preserved. I know I'll preserve it. I don't think Ashley would. And the reason why I say that is she supported Nikki Haley in the caucus. She supported Liz Cheney in leadership after she voted to impeach the president. So I honestly believe that my values are far better aligned on President Trump's America First agenda.
What do you hear voters talking about in Iowa? You're everywhere. You're out talking with voters.
Sure.
They're asking you questions. What are they concerned about right now?
Well, they're concerned about inflation. I mean, they're concerned about the grocery store. They're getting hurt. I mean, when you're a senior and you're on a fixed income and you see 1/5 of your retirement disappear in the last 4 years because of inflation, you're concerned about that. So, young families wanting to buy a home. Homes are out of the reach of a lot of young families, and our young people are paying really high tuition costs. Indentured servitude, in my view, for the kind of loans they're going to have to pay off. And of course, our farmers are having the roughest year they've ever had, probably since the 80s, really.
Yeah. So, Jim, you've been a state senator. Mm-hmm. You're an attorney. I believe you lead a political movement here in Iowa. Mm-hmm. Can you give me an example of a time you stood up for your values when it wasn't popular?
Sure. Well, I worked with Senator Zahn and Senator Chapman and Senator Bertrand on the heartbeat bill. And, I think we all lost some political capital by taking that stance. And we said, unless we get the heartbeat bill, we're not going to vote for a budget. And I think initially people thought we were kidding, but 2 days later, 2:20 in the morning, we were voting on Iowa's heartbeat bill.
Wow. Yeah. Big passage, big bill, very important to the family leader and our constituents.
Absolutely.
So,
family leader did a lot of work on that for a long time.
Exactly. We're about inspiring the church to impact elections, influence policy, and ignite partnership. That's who we're about.
Right.
And we have this great network of churches. So if you're looking into the camera and you're talking to our constituents, what do they need to know about Jim Carlin, who's running for Senate?
Sure. Well, I think in government, Christians have to be the salt and the light. That's Jesus talked about in Matthew 5. We have to preserve our freedom, our constitutional values. And I think we also not preserve, but restore what our founders really had in mind when they birthed this country with the Constitution and with their faith. So my faith will define what I do. And as best I can with the influence I have, I'm going to try to influence it with my faith.
Well, sure. Enjoy you spending some time with us. Enjoyed the basketball game and enjoyed the lifting of weights. But most importantly, getting a chance to hear your heart and where you stand on these issues. Thank you, guys. This is Jim Carlin. He's running for U.S. Senate. Be looking for him out on the campaign trail, and we appreciate you being here.
Thanks a lot, John.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.